Hello everybody, and let me welcome you to today's webinar. My name is Martin Škoda, and today's webinar will be focused on monitoring business critical applications, so using our brand new module, Flowmon APM Transaction Generator. So let's go through the agenda. Today I will introduce you our brand new module. I will go through some slides, and then get quickly to the online demonstration. And I will also show you how you can try the Flowmon APM transaction generator today by just using asking for the license, downloading the module, and installing it on the Flowmon appliance. I will show you how to configure the module and start with the monitoring of business critical applications. So first of all, let's talk about some application monitoring approaches. So we have a application server and thousands of transactions. And to monitor the server, we can use different tools. So first set of tools are infrastructure monitoring tools, which can monitor the server availability. It's okay, we want to know if the server is available or not, but we want to know more. Then there are some scripts or synthetic users, basically robotic monitoring, which creates or generates the transactions, go to some part of the application, and reports on the server or the application availability, and also measures the duration of the transactions. Then there is a real application monitoring, which monitors all the transactions for all the users and provides you with a better visibility into the delay of the application server, database server, or the delay in the network. So there is a lot of tools which are doing the infrastructure monitoring. The classic SMP monitoring tools like Nagio, Zabbix, and there is a lot more. For real application monitoring, there are also various tools. We have our own module, Flowmon APM, for application monitoring from the network perspective. So we are able to see all the transactions, calculate the delays in the network server, that application server. We can also show which part of the application has the largest delays, which part of the clients have the largest delays, and etc. But this module is not able to generate the transactions itself. So how can you tell if there is no transaction at all, or the server is not available? Well, you probably can tell, but you might not be sure. So you would like to generate the transactions yourself. This has some other use cases. You can monitor the SLA levels. You can monitor whether your server is available in some intervals, time intervals. You can also test some of your own applications which might not be available. And for this, we introduced the brand new module called Flowmon Application Performance Monitoring Transaction Generator. Shortly, it's Flowmon APM Transaction Generator. So let's get to the introduction. This module, as I said, and it is clear, it's a new module for the APM domain. However, this module doesn't require you to have Flowmon APM installed. So if you don't have the module, the Flowmon APM module, you can still install the transaction generator. It is free for our customers. So as I said, you can do it today. And you can use it for various use cases. As I said, the module generates the transactions and simulates the user behavior, and after it generates the transaction, it can report on the SLA if the transactions succeeded or the test succeeded or failed. So you can see the availability of your application, and even the module measures the duration of the transaction, so you can see the average duration and the response of the application. The transaction generator is based on a set of scenarios. If you know the Selenium, it's based on the same. So there is a testing agent installed on the Flowmon appliance. It can be probe, it can be a collector, either virtual or hardware, and you provide some test scenarios which are which runs in the time plan you define, and the testing agent tests the web application. In the test scenarios, you can also provide some inputs into the forms, for example, logins and etc. And you can also check for the responses. The result of this test is SLA report. So you will see if the test was successful or if it has failed. You will also see capture of the screen when there is some failure. You will see the error message. And as I said, for each test, we measure the duration. All these informations are provided to you in the graphic user interface, and you can also configure alerts and reports as you are used to from different modules from our solution. So let's get right to the online demonstration. I'll just okay, so this is some internal collector where we have the Flowmon APM transaction generator, and as you can see, I will make it larger. Okay. So this is the first screen you will see after logging to the transaction generator. You can see here some summary of the availability, which is calculated from the test cases. The individual list of test cases is here. So as you can see, we are testing some our web pages. We can see the availability, daily average availability, or the weekly availability and monthly availability, and also the duration of the tests. If there is some failure, if the test fails, we will see it. We will see it here in the list of failures. And if we click, for example, on this test suite, I will get into the detail. I will select this interval, and this analysis page provides me with some more information about the availability in time, or for example, average duration in time. I can also see individual tests and filter the tests, and if I click on the test instance, I will get some more information. As you can see, this is just a simple test. When I will go to the configuration, I will show you some different tests. Okay, so this is the analysis window. For each test suite, you can get to the analysis and check the availability and the average duration, and also you can see the tests which failed. Then there is a SLA reports. It shows you the SLA for all your test cases by days, by weeks, months. So there is really nothing to it. I can collapse this test test suite to see individual test scenarios and see the SLA for the individual scenarios. Another thing is reports. This is something you are used to from our other modules. So the report contains of chapters which are defined here. Then you create the report. You define what chapters will be included. You define what test suite will be selected for this report. You can add some description. You can also send the report. You can schedule when the report will be sent. So you can schedule these email reports. And this is how the report looks like. So basically what I showed you previously, some SLA reports, charts of the availability and the duration in time. Then there are also alerts, something you also know from our other modules, which are defined in the setting notification. Here you can see whether the alert occurred or the event defined occurred, so we can see whether some test failed and when it happened. If I click on this chart, I will get to the analysis and get more information. Speaking of alerts, in setting notifications, you can define your own alert. So, for example, here is alert which alerts me when the test fails. I can also select different conditions. For example, some threshold is breached, like the duration or some availability per day, per week, and etc. And based on this condition, I can trigger some action. I can choose several actions like send email, system log, run a script, or send SNMP message. Okay, so this is the graphic user interface of the transaction generator. It's pretty simple, yet it provides you the information about the SLA and duration. So let's get to the guide how you can try it yourself. So first of all, if you want to try this and start with measuring your applications, you need to get the license. The license will be provided to you freely, as this module is free for all our customers. So all you need to do is ask our support guys and send an email to support@flowmon.com. If you are already our customer, then in the email provide your hardware ID or the license fingerprint, which can be found in the Flowmon Configuration Center. And if you are just evaluating our solution and have an evaluation license, don't forget to mention in the email what modules are you using. So ask or request our guys from support to send you the license. They will send you the license, no problem, and then you will upload the license into the configuration center in the licenses as you might be used to. If everything goes correctly, you will see in the list of licenses Flowmon APM transaction generator. And after that, you can go and download the package and install the module. To do that, let me firstly talk about where you can install it. So the module, the transaction generator, can be installed on Flowmon probes and collectors. It doesn't matter if it is hardware or virtual appliance. If you are not using our Flowmon probe or collector, you can download the trial. This presentation will be handed to you through the GoToWebinar, so you will be able to download the presentation and click on the link. When you have the Flowmon collector deployed, you can visit our support portal, login or register, and then you will be able to download Flowmon application APM transaction generator. You will download the package, which is installed through the web graphic user interface in the Flowmon configuration center versions. You will just click on the install package, choose the package you downloaded, and the transaction generator will be installed. Okay, so you have the license, you install the module, and now let's configure the module. I will show you in the demonstration. But I will also provide you with quick start guide, which is also in the support portal, but I will hand it to you over the GoToWebinar, so you will be able to download this presentation and also the quick start guide. So let's get to the configuration. The configuration is also pretty straightforward and simple. Here in the robots, setting robots, you will see the number of robots which are doing the tests. The number of the robots depends on the license. We have one, but it's enough. What is important to mention here is that you can download Selenium IDE installation package from here. So if you click on it, you will be able to install the Selenium IDE, which will help you with creating the test cases. I will get to it in a minute, but firstly, let's go to the time plans. The tests are run based on the time plan, so we can create new time plan. Select the interval, so 120 seconds, so every 2 minutes the test will be executed. The delay is only if you are using more time plans. For example, one is every 1 minute, second time plan is every 2 minutes, and you don't want to every second minute to run the tests at once, so you will just and enter some delay, for example, 5 seconds, and the tests won't be executed at the same time. Next things we want to configure is test suite. Here are the test suites we already have up and running. So, for example, I can show you this Flowmon test suite, which is just checking the availability of our homepage and calculates the duration. How long does it take for the homepage to load? This is the Selenium, which can be created manually by you or in the Selenium IDE. So let's get to this Selenium. As I showed you in the robot page, you can download this Selenium IDE. It will also download the Firefox Portable, which is actually this one I'm running right now. And in this Firefox, you will have on the top right corner the icon for Selenium IDE. If you click on it, you immediately start recording. You will know by this record button. And when you are recording, you can start typing and start recording your tests. So, for example, now I visited our homepage. I can go to resources and try to download some file. And if I click on the Selenium IDE, I will see all the actions I did. Okay, so I will stop the recording. This is the test case which I can save, and after I save it, it will create the HTML file which I will upload here in the transaction generator. So for now, I will create the new test suite. And I prepared, before this webinar, I prepared simple test case, which is just about logging into our demo. So as you can see, this is what the Selenium ID recorded, and this is the recorded test I saved from it. So as you can also see, here's some input into the form where I'm logging into the demo using credentials. Okay, so this is the test suite containing the test case. I'm testing the demo login, and there is one last step I need to do, and that is assigning the timeline to the test suite. So I have here the test suite demo login check, and I assign the timeline I created. This is also, yeah, and in this assignment I also need to assign the robot which will be doing the testing. So I will click save, and right now I will be able to check the availability of our demo and if I am able to log in and how long does it take. So here is the new test suite. So far the test was not finished, so I don't see the data. So briefly, just let me go through it again. In the setting robot, you can download the Selenium IDE to create the test scenarios. In the time plans, you will create the time plan for your tests, so how often the test will be executed. In the test suite, you can create the suites of test scenarios. There can be more test cases, and the test cases are the silences which are the outputs of the Selenium IDE. Or I can just create a new and manually enter the silence. After that, the last step is to assign the time plan to the test suite, and also assign the robot which will be doing the testing. So this is everything you need to do to configure the transaction generator. And if I click on the analysis, I might be able to see the results. Yeah, so here is the result. 1 minute old, and oh, it's not here yet. Okay. Okay, so wait for some time, and it should be available here. Okay, it is not available here, so let me get back to the presentation, and then I will show you the results. Okay, the presentation is not here. Yeah, okay. So this was the configuration of the module. I will be handing over to you the quick start guide, which describes the same process, so you will be able to to configure the module. So this is we are almost at the end, so let me summarize the information. Flowmon APM Transaction Generator is a new module in the APM domain. It will help you to monitor SLA of your business critical application or test your application. This module is available to all of our customers. It's free of charge, so you just need to ask for the license, and you can run this module on our probes and collectors, and it doesn't require you to have Flowmon APM. So to try it, you just need to get the license, download the package, install it, configure it. And to help you with this, I hope the demonstration was helpful. If it wasn't helpful, I will pass to you the documents in the handout. So just let me share with you the presentation and quick start guide. Okay. So it's uploading. Okay. Okay, so the documents, the presentation, and the quick start guides are available in the handout, so you can download it. And before we say farewell, let me check again on the transaction generator. Okay, for some reason I don't see the transaction here. Have I done anything? Everything is assigned. I'm not sure where have I go wrong. Okay, let me try once again. Maybe yes, last one day. Yeah, the time interval was bad, so I can see 3 tests were executed already. So if I click on the test, I can see the duration, if the test was successful or failure, and I see the individual commands here, and also here are some values passed into the form. And for each of the command, for each of the steps, we can see the duration. Okay, so that's everything from me today. Feel free to use the module. It's free of charge. It might help you with the SLA monitoring and measuring durations. Let us know your feedback on the module, because we will work on it and extend it with new features. So let us know your feedback. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'm here to answer all of your questions.